Lindsey Graham, guys, I don't know what happened, but he just fell apart during an interview on Fox News where he's campaigning for Herschel Walker to the point of tears. Now, he gets choked up. I know you're going to think, oh, I'm overplaying this. Watch for yourself, okay? He gets choked up while trying to fake pretend to be really into what he's saying.
The most important point I'm going to make tonight. They're trying to destroy Herschel to deter young men and women of color from being Republicans.
We'll let it continue. That, I love where I paused it. That is a point he's made multiple times, and we'll discuss it further. We'll look at a Van Jones response to this in a second, but such a strange point.
If they destroy Herschel, it will deter people of color from wanting to be a conservative Republican because you just have your life ruined. We cannot let that happen. We need to have his back. If Herschel wins, he's going to inspire people all over Georgia of color to become Republicans, and I say all over the United States. Herschel Walker is a nightmare for liberals. He's an African-American conservative. They have belittled him. They have treated him like crap. His family. Stand by Herschel tonight. If you can give. If you know somebody that can give, ask them to do it. TeamHerschel.com. The conservative movement for people of color is on the ballot in Georgia. We must help people like Herschel for the benefit of our country and the future of conservatism. TeamHerschel.com, please.
Wow, very powerful.
Did you see that? His eyes got teared up. You don't mean that, Lindsey. Don't be giving me your fake crocodile tears. Nuh-uh. But to the point of the reason why liberals hate him is because he's an African-American conservative. Please. Every time you see a successful or somewhat successful or to be successful black conservative, the Republican Party tries to use that as all of your attacks are because of racism, or all of your attacks are because you can't stand the idea that a black person could be conservative. Show me a criticism that even partially alludes to that, because they'll connect the two ideas. He's a black conservative and liberals hate him. Thus, they hate that he's black, right? And they never show or allude to or indicate a time that liberals have said the reason why we don't like him is because of his race. No. The reason why we don't like him is because he has bad policies and has no ability to even convey those bad policies or communicate those bad policies. And the reason why there aren't more black conservatives is not because they don't have examples of black conservatives. There is now a black Republican senator, Tim Scott, who people could look up to, as Van Jones will highlight in a second here. And the reason why we are against those senators, just like every other Republican senator or candidate or whatever it is because of their policies. So strange. He's so caught up on this. Every appearance he makes this point. So here's the CNN response with Van Jones.
Do you want to go first, or you want me?
Van, you go.
Well, first of all, he's a nightmare to the children that he has abandoned and done nothing for. He's a nightmare to his own son, who came out and said he lies all the time and shouldn't be in office. He's a nightmare. But look, if you are a young black person, you want to be a conservative, there's a guy named Tim Scott I would direct you to if you want somebody in the Senate who you can look up to. The idea that, again, everything has to be at the extreme. If you don't want someone with his lack of qualifications and bad personal character to be in the Senate, you now hate all conservatives and don't want any black people to be conservative. That's not true. All of us got conservative black people in our families. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Let me tell you.
What are you talking about?
This is what he's talking about. People like him always talk about race baiting, identity politics.
Here we go.
This is race baiting. This is race baiting in the worst form, to say because someone doesn't like, if you're black and you don't like this is the worst thing. So if you believe, like, you know, liberals or the people who are not MAGA and they're always race baiting, or they believe in identity politics.
Yes.
That's exactly
what he's doing.
What he's doing.
Yeah, that's a great point at the end there from Don Lemon. And what I had hit me so aggressively when watching that clip is, wait, isn't it the left who's always getting called the identity politics people? Oh, you know, the right always says about the left that we play identity politics and care about that way too much. But in at least the case of myself, the reason why we bring up identity, race, sexual orientation, whatever it is because sometimes there are conversations where that's necessary to understand the experience, the unique problems that we want to address. In the situation of Lindsey Graham, he's not doing that. He's just pointing and playing the actual identity politics that you could derive some negative meaning from, which is so fascinating and annoying to watch Lindsey Graham do this over and over when it's such an empty point. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get access to an extra full show every Saturday that only members can see, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley, and there is a link in the description.